Hey, hey, hey. So in Portland, we like to joke that Portlandia is a documentary. I grew up in Clackamas, watching Ramblin' Rod and turning down the volume on Blazers games so I could listen to Bill Schonely. But I'm also a PhD from Berkeley, and I'm a researcher at the University of California at the Annenberg Innovation Lab. And I'm here to talk to you today about how we measure the value of stories and why stories are at the heart of how we'll grow technical jobs in Oregon. So this is a shot from Ingress, which is an augmented reality layer over cities. And so there are new story spaces developing. Sherry Turkle at MIT will tell you that technology is driving us apart. She's wrong. You know, our quantified, even our bodies are a story space now. If you've got the Google Glass, if you've got a smartphone, if you've got, any kind of quantitative device, you're leaving a data trail, and data is the new story. We're used to thinking about, marketers are used to yelling at us because 50 years of broadcast let them do that, even though they've got lots of data on us and they could have a conversation. They're not doing that because they look at time on site and all kinds of old metrics, old ways of counting. But really what we do now is with social media, we talk back. We have a conversation that's ongoing. And the way that we count story needs to reflect that. So when Mitt Romney had his binders full of women, it took people on Tumblr like 3 seconds to make a whole lot of sassy responses. And now when you search binders on Google, this is what you get. So smart brands go with that. Smart brands listen. And in listening, they have a dialogue, right? Like there's a guy called Grant McCracken, and what he thinks is that the term consumer is dead. Why? Because the transaction does not end at point of sale. It's an ongoing conversation. It's a back and forth. And like the smart storytellers are the ones who are going to be part of that circulation of story. Here are a couple of examples. This is Maker Faire at OMSI last September. And what happens at live events, and Portland is really, really good at this, like people all come together, these micro communities, circuit geeks and Lego heads and pirates. This is Bridge Pedal, and people come in. It's Providence, it's bicyclists, it's sustainability, and all of those people message out. There's a multiplicative effect where stories explode all over the Twitterverse. So as storytelling moves from desk to lap to your face, it becomes really a low barrier to making stories, and that's why we have so many more job opportunities for social media managers. Cookie cutter innovation is just one little nudge, one little step. It's optimization. Genius innovation is making stuff up that you had no idea was possible. Like in 2002, my office was right next to this engineer. He took out this device and he said, there's 1,000 songs on this thing. It was an iPod first gen. I was like, why would you want 1,000 songs? Today, I lease 18 million songs on Spotify. So this guy is Steven Johnson. He says this idea of the adjacent possible. That's when, like, the engineer is the office here and I'm next door, people who don't see things the same way cross-fertilize. We pollinate each other. In Los Angeles at the Annenberg Innovation Lab, we just wrote an op-ed for the LA Times saying, hey, we need an innovation corridor. We need 4 miles of downtown space with no cars so people run into each other, talk, have conversation, hit that adjacent possible. This is Portland's tech scene. Lots and lots and lots of excitement, but not some stories directing that flow. In 1995, I was at a party in San Francisco, and this guy comes up and we're talking, and he's at this cool new magazine. It's called Wired. Wired really did a pretty good job of imagining story for Silicon Valley. This is the guy who taught Steve Jobs calligraphy. You know, like we didn't think computers needed expressive fonts until him. This was announced last week. Stanford is now creating humanities and computer sciences as one major. Stanford does a pretty good job of imagining how tech innovation is going to go. They put their money into smart stuff. We need to think about that. This is Instrument. They said in January, hey, we're doing some cool digital storytelling, so I came by. It's a guy with a guitar and a bunch of awesome people messaging out from that. Storytellers are the future of tech in Oregon. Thanks.